Here we are at Phoenix International Raceway for race number 4 of the WTSS season. The pace car pulls in as the field gets ready for 100 laps around Phoenix International Raceway. Andrew McKinley and Kip Pitt on the front row. 100 laps of racing. It's green. We're underway here in Phoenix. McKinley gets the jump immediately off the start. Onesto behind him. Kip does not get a good run on that outside lane to get a run on McKinley, but Onesto with a bad run through 1 and 2. He's now being challenged by Michael Campbell in the back. McKinley now leads them off into turn number 3 to lead lap number 1. This could be the first lap led by either of the Anticipation Proclamation racing cars, and it will be Andrew McKinley leading the first lap of the race here in Phoenix International Raceway. Early trouble for Colton Amolsch in the number 15 car. He cuts a tire coming down the front stretch. The car has no grip. He drifts up right into the path of Frank Mattioli, and they both collide. Amolsch and Mattioli start to slide down the banking, and Jackson Harrows and Leowen Meriwether, 2 teammates, get involved in the process as the field panics. Every driver drives away from the wreck, but Colton Amolsch gets put a lap down by the restart. It was Andrew McKinley who took the restart, with Colton Amolsch to his inside and Kip Pitt right behind him. He led them off into turns 1 and 2. But even your leader, Andrew McKinley, wasn't safe from tire issues as he cuts the tire heading into turns 1 and 2 and has to take the long trip around the track on the apron with a flat tire. Tough break for McKinley. Kip Pitt takes the lead. Around lap 40, 2 cars tried an interesting pit strategy. Leowen Meriwether, who was involved in the early incident, and John Cittadino trying to short pit the finish. On lap 87, with 14 laps to go, Kip Pitt comes into the pits, giving the lead to Joseph Onesto and second place to Michael Campbell, setting up a fierce battle to the finish for the final 5 laps. Coming to 5 laps to go, Joseph Onesto in the 62, leading over Michael Campbell in the 88. They race off into turns 1 and 2 once more. Campbell has been gaining ground on him the last few laps, and it looks like Campbell could be closing in even further as they try to save fuel desperately to make it to the end of this 100-lapper. Nobody of the leaders has pitted all day. Nobody came to the pits during the early caution for Colton Amolsch's incident. And now, they're all struggling for fuel mileage as drivers left and right drop like flies, flying into the pit lane. And now, it has come down to Joseph Onesto and Michael Campbell to battle it out here at the end. Campbell gained a bunch that last lap, and now we're coming down to 3 to go, with Campbell even closer. And then they got the lapped car of Christopher Akron ahead of them, who got damaged in the pit lane. Huge run for Campbell off of turn number 4. He's almost to the inside now of Onesto for the lead. Into turn 1, does he make the move? He tries to. Onesto blocks him. Now they head off at turn number 2. Onesto might be trying to save fuel as much as possible, but it doesn't look like Campbell's attempting at all. He thinks he can make it. They head off into turns 3 and 4 once more, coming to 2 laps to go. Oh, Michael Campbell, he's out of fuel. The 88 can't make it. Now it's up to Onesto as they come down to 2 laps to go. He closes in even further on the 91 of Akron. Could he use him for drafting a little bit down the straightaways to aid his fuel mileage? Can Onesto make it? Campbell was 2 laps short, and there's a hungry pack of cars behind him battling for second. Onesto, off into turn number 3. Can he make it to the white flag? He's going for it. He's not pitting. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Joseph Onesto, using whatever draft he can get off of Christopher Akron in the 91. He just has to make it now 2 more corners as he comes off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch. He could almost coast from here. Joseph Onesto, playing the fuel strategy perfect. He heads down through 3 and 4, not a single sputter out of that car. He masterfully comes off of turn number 4. The fuel mileage worked. Joseph Onesto wins in Phoenix. What an incredible victory for that team, and the first win for Chevy so far in the series. Joseph Onesto has won here at Phoenix International Raceway. What a valiant effort by that 62 crew. And now we head to our race results here in Phoenix International Raceway. It was Joseph Onesto who won over Zachary Fitzwater, Hannah Johnson, Jack Halleck, and Malcolm Sweet. Shrimp Angrich, Ji Yeon-Hu, Ryan Bolden, Phil Purpura, and Jordan Edwards rounded out the top 10. Quentin Moore was the first car 1 lap down in 12th place. Most laps led, Kip Pitt finished 17th a lap down. Johnny Gardner headed the midfield in 20th. Then it would go back to 34th place, Oscar Anderson, the first car 2 laps down, Leo and Meriwether the first 3 down, pole sitter Andrew McKinley the last car running, and John Cittadino and Frank Mattioli the bottom 2 as the only DNFs. Now we head to our top 10 in points after the 4th race of the season. It is Zachary Fitzwater leading over Jack Halleck, Malcolm Sweet, Aiden Shepard, Eric Cardona, Chris King, Quentin Moore, Johnny Gardner, Fernando Van Dorn, and Kip Pitt. Fitzwater has now pulled a little bit of a gap over Jack Halleck in the 2nd spot, and Malcolm Sweet moved up 5 spots to take 3rd. And it was Joseph Onesto who dominated in the late stages of the race, stealing the victory from Kip Pitt on fuel mileage, but it was a very well thought out run by him to save that much fuel to take the checkered flag. We'll see you in the next race in Kern County in the WTSS.